Very, very important. And whilst I'm on the issue of debt, I just want to say one thing, which is so important. It's not related to divorce, but debt is so fatal. You could be so near, you could be so pious, you could be up there, but if you're in debt, you're in trouble, or as they say in Bradford, trouble. Why? Because a shaheed, when a shaheed, you know what a shaheed is, don't you? A martyr. A martyr, before his blood touches the floor, angels come to him and they say, Mubarak, Mubarak to you, you have been promised Jannah. However, on the day of judgment, this shaheed is going to be, happy, and he's going to say, yeah, I know my place is in Jannah, no problem at all. The angels and Allah will not allow him to enter Jannah until he has paid off all his debts. So if he's in debt, even a shaheed who's at that level will not be able to enter. Likewise, you could be sitting on the musalla all day and you could be the most pious person in the world. If you're in debt, you're not going anywhere until you've paid your debt. And I say this to you today, in today's day and age, because people think, forget about debt. They don't give emphasis. He can't chase me, she can't chase me. What are they going to do about it? I'm unemployed. But what you don't realize is that debt, you could be unemployed, but you've got to pay that debt. And if you don't pay that debt, it's going to haunt you in your grave. So coming back to divorce, when a husband doesn't pay his haq meher, then that's a debt on his name. He's liable for that. And his Allah will make him account for that debt. So don't worry about it. You may not debt collect in this world, but there's plenty of bailiffs in the next world to do your job for you. But what I'm trying to say now at this moment is that the idea of haq meher was security. When a woman has just come out of a marriage, the last thing she wants to do is go to the court and start, divorce proceedings. Alright, nowadays you've got legal aid. But even the fact that you have to go to the court, the fact that you have to go through long hearings to get something out of your husband because suddenly he was working as a top businessman and then he became a taxi driver and then he became social security and now he hasn't got a penny to his name and now you're thinking, what do I do? I'm left deserted. Islamic law will say, don't worry, whatever he earns or whatever he does is not relevant to you. That's not your headache. Why? Because if he has left you, he owes you haq meher. So it's your security. You don't have to fight in court for it. You don't have to fight in front of anyone for it. If he doesn't give it you, you say, it doesn't matter, you don't give it me, you're not getting anywhere in the grave and in the hereafter. You're not even going to get into Jannah. I'll never forgive you for that haq meher. Of course, if you forgive him, that's a different matter. So what is khula? Khula is, let's say, on the day of the marriage, there's a bit of a hoo-ha and we agree, alright, £10,000. Not that it means anything now anymore, but what is £10,000? That's not even half a year's salary. I mean, people who work part-time earn more than 10,000 in this day and age. But the idea of meher is to give security, so that she can pick up the pieces. Because she has to pick up the pieces. I mean, she may have children. What has she got to rely on? What, half a year's salary? Or even less than a part-time salary? So meher is supposed to be so high, so that if she ever has that problem, that he goes off with someone else, she's got 4 children to look after, she said, don't worry, I've got a pot of money to rely on. However, khula is where there is no tafweez of talaq, there's been no assignment, where the husband hasn't given that right, for some reason, not that it hasn't been asked for, the husband hasn't given that right, and what the husband says is, alright, if you want me to exercise talaq, I will give you a talaq, but you have to forgive me as far as khula is concerned. Let me off. And in this day and age we will say, what, 20 quid? Alright, you're off. But that really undermines the idea of khula. I had a case where it was actually from Bradford, of course I can't tell you any names. You probably know the scenario generally anyway. Husband came from Hazrat Kashmir, and he came married and happy families. After 7 months, the marriage broke down. So he said to her, well, it broke down because he happened to like someone else. Okay, so they split. No, actually she happened to like someone else. It's the other way around. So then he said, alright, look, you know what, I've been wronged. But she said, I want a divorce from you, talaq. He said, no. In my khula is only 500 rupees, because you know in Pakistan it's just insignificant. 500 rupees, what's that? 5-10 pounds now. So what he said is, all right. In my khula, my condition is that you have to give me permanent stay, and if you give me a stay, I'll give you a divorce. Now she came to me and she said, you know, what do I do now? He wants to stay. You want me to lie? I don't mind lying. I want to just get rid of this guy. I don't want to live with him. But you tell me a way out. So I contacted him. I said, look, did she promise you permanent stay at the time of marriage? He said, yeah, well, kind of. She did. I mean, you know, we got married and she said, I'm going to live over there. I said, no, did she write it down in the haq meher that, you know, this is one of the conditions of the marriage? He said, no. I said, so then why do you make it a condition that she has to do this, then you will divorce her? So therefore I said, that can't be a condition. Yeah, the 500 rupees you can give her, you can have that back and divorce her. So you see, this khula concept is abused. Again, most men don't like to talk about this subject. They don't get as far as tafweez al-talaq. And then when it comes down to khula, they said, let's not even go down that line. Why? Because there's a lot of rights that women have in that respect. So khula is only relating to the meher, and the meher at the time of the marriage.